All right. So the question is about, we have these circumstances where at times we hear people say, once gay, always gay, that kind of circumstance. I'll tell you another one that where they got all that from, and this is put before us quite often today, and that is once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. And so AA, being as good as it was to help get people sober, they put an albatross around their neck that says that in every meeting, they would always come out and say, hey, I'm an alcoholic. They've been sober for 40 years, but they're still an alcoholic. When that dear brother or sister comes through those church doors to the foot of the cross, God does not say, here comes my alcoholic son or daughter. He says, here comes my new creature in Jesus Christ. And so I understand the importance, and I believe that the support groups are important to help keep people sober, but your temptations and your desires need not make up your identity. As it relates to in a position, I would hate to think that I always had the scar. If a lady has come in who is 40 years old and in her 20s she was a prostitute, and today she is convicted and she's living under her conversion in Jesus Christ, I would hate to think that she had the scarlet letter on her that she would never be allowed church office. There is a unique circumstance of which, thank you, that I would say something slightly different, and that would be for pedophilia. In pedophilia, it is not the sin that cannot be forgiven. I've spoken to a group of pedophiles in the past that are converted, but with sin, today I have consequences for my sin, and pedophilia has consequences for its sin. You're welcome here, but you have to be with a chaperone, because the devil, it's like my friend Ron Woolsey says, he says, I was baptized, the devil wasn't. And so the devil doesn't give up on trying to reclaim people. But recognize that new creatures in Christ should, be treated as, we're all sinners. And God, there's no sin that is, God puts them behind us, but you don't put a con artist who's for grand theft, as your treasurer, if that makes sense.